I found out my boyfriend cheated on me with my best friend. They thought I'd cry and disappear. Instead, I made them watch me become everything they wanted to be. While they lost everything, here's how I turned betrayal into the ultimate comeback. My name is Alyssa Reed. I'm 30 years old and live in San Diego, California. I work as a marketing strategist for a tech company, and until last year, I thought I had the perfect life. I've been dating Dylan Carter, 32, for almost 3 years. He was an ambitious graphic designer who dreamed of starting his own agency. We met at a networking event and hit it off immediately. Dylan was creative, funny, and always made me feel like the most important person in the room. And then there was Sophie, my best friend since college. Sophie was bold, adventurous, and the life of every party. We were inseparable. She knew everything about me. My dreams, my fears, my relationship with Dylan, the three of us hung out often. Brunches, double dates, game nights. I felt lucky to have a boyfriend and a best friend who got along so well. At least that's what I thought. The first red flag was subtle. Dylan started spending more time working late on his freelance projects. He'd come home after midnight, smelling like Sophie's signature vanilla perfume. When I teased him about it, he laughed and said, "Babe, you're imagining things. Sophie wears that perfume everywhere. It's probably on the couch from when she visited." I brushed it off at first. Then Sophie started acting different. She texted me less, stopped inviting me to girls' nights, and whenever Dylan walked into the room, her face would light up like fireworks. One night, I caught Dylan smiling at his phone. When I asked who he was texting, he said, "Just a client." But when I glanced at the screen, I saw the contact name, S. My stomach dropped. I tried to talk to Sophie about it, but she flipped it on me. "Alyssa, you've been so stressed with work. Maybe you're just paranoid." So I convinced myself I was overreacting. Dylan loved me. Sophie was my friend. They wouldn't do this, right? Wrong. It all came crashing down one Friday night. Dylan said he was going to a client dinner, and Sophie told me she was homesick. But something didn't sit right with me. So I grabbed my keys and drove to Dylan's favorite restaurant, the one where he took all his big clients. And there they were. Dylan, my boyfriend, Sophie, my best friend, sitting in a corner booth, laughing, holding hands like a couple in love. I froze. My heart felt like it shattered into 1,000 pieces. But I didn't confront them, not yet. I took a photo, walked out, and drove home with tears streaming down my face. That night, Dylan came home smelling like expensive wine and excuses. I pretended to be asleep while my mind burned with one thought: they don't know what's coming. I could have screamed. I could have thrown things. But I wanted something better than anger. I wanted impact. First, I cut them both off completely. No texts, no calls. Radio silence. Let them wonder why I was so calm. Then I focused on me. Every ounce of pain became fuel. I poured myself into my work, landed a major client, and pitched a campaign that went viral. That campaign earned me a promotion to creative director, a position Dylan always dreamed of having. While I climbed higher, I watched their lives crumble. Dylan quit his job to start an agency with Sophie, but guess what? I had friends in the industry and word spreads fast. Every brand they pitched to, I had already locked in deals. They couldn't get a single client. Then came the final blow. 6 months later, I was invited to speak at a major marketing conference, the same one Dylan used to beg to attend. And guess who was sitting in the audience? Dylan and Sophie. I walked on stage, wearing the power suit Dylan once said made me look too intimidating, and delivered the keynote about building a brand with integrity and trust. The entire room applauded. And Dylan? He couldn't even look me in the eye. Today, I run my own agency. I'm thriving. Sophie and Dylan? Their little agency folded within a year. And last I heard, they broke up. Here's what I learned. When someone betrays you, the sweetest revenge isn't screaming or fighting, it's success. Don't waste energy on people who can't see your worth. Use that energy to become everything they wish they could be. Betrayal hurts, but power, silence, and self-focus turn pain into legacy. Like, share, and subscribe to SilkMirror, where cheaters never win.